This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. You're not regular Saturday morning because it's snowing outside. I had no idea that it was supposed to snow. I don't know. Did y'all know? Because I did.
I did.
I knew it was supposed to know, but I didn't think it was going to get this bad. Y'all, it's bad outside.
Yes.
Like, it's bad. My son was like, Mom, it's snowing. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's snow outside. I can't remember the last time it has snowed this early. That's why I have a hat on, y'all. I got stuck in the blizzard, basically. I was slipping and sliding out there.
Outside shoveling snow.
Man, I know.
It's
bad out there.
So I called Mike this morning and said, yeah, how's it looking? Like, I sent Tony a text and called Mike and was like, hey, how's it looking? Where y'all at? Mike was like, oh, it's just a little bit of snow on cars. It's nothing's happening. It's just some flurries.
Right.
Now it's a lot of flurries.
I'm like, okay, cool. We good.
I wish I could show y'all the outside. I took my car to the shop this morning and it was fine. I know I was going above the speed limit. On the way back, both hands on the wheel. Focused. Yeah.
Granny style.
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was really good. It was good to see family. It was good to eat. Oh my gosh, that food was so good.
Yeah. It was good at filling.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So, serious question. How long do you go with eating Thanksgiving leftovers?
I would have gone at least until today had I was able to get a to-go plate. There was nothing left. Really? And there was a lot of food. Like, everybody got a to-go plate but me, because I want to stay behind and make sure everybody's taken care of. Okay. I'm not going to be so nice next year.
You, how long do you eat leftovers, Thanksgiving leftovers?
Probably till today or tomorrow.
Okay.
I like to use ham for breakfast sandwiches.
Really?
Yeah.
The little honey baked ham.
Yeah.
Those slices are perfect.
Mike, how about you?
I was a guest, so whatever I leave over is what's left. So
gotta take it to go plate, my man.
I'm leaving here with something. I left the place I was at with some dubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds believable.
Yeah, I think today, tomorrow, a lot of people use their turkey. Like, if you have turkey leftover, turkey sandwiches, things like that.
So I have a question. So there's this place called Capriati's, and I think the sandwich is called a Bronny, maybe. And it's okay. Hear me out. Would you eat this? It's like a sub sandwich type. So you have, I think it was turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, mayonnaise.
That sounds pretty official.
You would eat that, Steve?
I would eat. I eat all that together anyway. The mayo is an added bonus, but I mean, all that stuff I eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What kind of bread? You say what kind of bread?
Just like a
hoagie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. What's the name of it?
It's called Capriati's.
And they serve this on the regular or just near right around?
I think it was just for Thanksgiving. Now it may just be a seasonal or holiday thing because people still eat this type of food for Christmas as well. So check into it. You can have mine.
Yeah, I definitely would check into it. Hey, we've got a lot to talk about on today's show. Of course, we'll talk the Chiefs. They clinched their playoff berth. First team to clinch 2024 playoff berth. We'll also talk Boise State. They withdrew from the Mountain West volleyball tournament. We'll dive into that. Plus, we'll talk about the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. He's asking the judge for baseball cards that were seized from former interpreter in a betting scandal. We'll also talk our sneakers of the week coming up in about 30 minutes. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on The W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, the Kansas City Chiefs become the first team to clinch a 2024 playoff berth with win over Raiders. So the Chiefs defeated the Las Vegas Raiders last night, 19-17. So, and that was in the NFL's second annual Black Friday game. First of all, what did you guys think about the Black Friday game overall?
Decent game.
Okay. Just being on, Amazon Prime and things like that. What'd you think about the, just the telecast?
The telecast was fine. I think that was it set the standard for what Netflix needs to accomplish on Christmas for the Beyonce concert.
Okay. So for Coach Andy Reid, he's now led the Chiefs to the playoffs in all but one of his 12 seasons in Kansas City as the head coach. The Chiefs can clinch their 9th straight AFC West title if they beat the Chargers on December 8th next Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium. Let's dive into the game. What'd you guys think about it?
Horrible last call.
You said a horrible last call?
That last call was horrible.
Why was it horrible?
Team I've seen. They're the worst 11-1 team I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I think if we are going for that three-peat, I think was it Chris Jones maybe who just talked about, when you get to these games are just down to the wire, that they're going to be really, really close, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think yesterday was way too close for comfort. I think yesterday is as close as it could get. And then it happened to go in our favor. So they need to have a come to Jesus meeting or something.
They gave up a 13-point lead. Against the Raiders with their backup quarterback, backup running backs. They benched their left tackle in the fourth quarter because the defensive end was doing the same move. I think they tackled Mahomes. They sacked Mahomes 9 times? This is the Raiders? I don't see a three-peat coming with this type of play.
Q?
It's the Raiders. They always have a tough time with the Raiders. And then at the end of the game, the Raiders do Raider things. And that's what happened at the very end of the game with the rookie center snapping the ball before even the whole offensive
That was dope.
set. They had a chance to win the game, but that's this Raiders team, and that speaks more to Antonio Pierce as a coach than it does the Chiefs as a team, because the Chiefs literally for the past season and a half now have literally played down to their competition, and whether that's a psychological thing that Andy is doing within his play calling or his scheme every week from week to week. But yeah, they rely on Patrick Mahomes to be Patrick Mahomes, and then when they play the Raiders, they rely on the Raiders to Raider.
But all the teams have been Raidering though. The Denver Broncos, the Atlanta Falcons game came down to the wire. The Carolina Panthers game. What other game am I looking at? Buffalo kind of handled them the whole entire game. They just, had the breakthrough to kind of give them that cushion But this is how all the Chiefs games have been. I don't think they can sustain this. I mean,
We've been saying that for 2 seasons now.
okay.
They
Shut
couldn't
up.
sustain drops last season.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm not going to count them out at all, but I do think they need to put in some more work.
Yeah, here's the thing about this Raiders team. First of all, they're a division rival. And anytime you have a team that you're going to go up against and they're your rival, your unexpected things are going to happen. Like they're going to play you. We've talked about this, our last few shows. But when you're playing a team that is coming in, and it's Q doesn't like when I say this, but it's their Super Bowl. They're going to play you a little bit differently than how they would, another team. They're going to play you much tougher because they know, hey, they want to knock you off your throne. And this Raiders team came in with 7 straight losses. You had Antonio Pierce earlier on in the week that said, hey, we're the worst team in the NFL going up against the best team in the NFL. A lot of Raiders fans and a lot of people just didn't like that he admitted that his team was the worst team in the NFL. And I don't feel like they're the worst team in the NFL. I think the Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. And the Chiefs, went to the down with the Carolina Panthers at the end of the game. So went to the wire in that game. So I think a lot of these close games, you can look at the offensive line, you can look at left tackle and say, all right, well, Patrick Mahomes is having trouble, throwing the ball, getting his passes to be completed because of the left tackle. He's being rushed, he's being flushed out of the pocket, things like that. But does it come down to that? Does it come down to the defense, the defensive back position looking, much different than they did when they had Jalen Watson before he got injured, or looked a lot different last year with Snead.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a couple of things that you can pinpoint out. You can talk about injuries and things like that, but at the end of the day, they've won 11 games. They're 11-1. So no matter how you slice it, they're still a winning team. They've still won the playoffs. They were undefeated until they went in to play Buffalo, and things just didn't go their way. So I feel like, people can say, oh, this is a bad Chiefs team. Hey, bad teams, championship teams figure out a way to win.
Mm-hmm. And that's literally all it is. I mean, even being down 2 kickers at this point, they just figure out ways to win, and that's all you have to do. You keep the game in reach because Patrick can travel the court, the length of the field
Yep.
in 13 seconds. Like we've seen that before, and they talked about it in the broadcast how Josh Allen was always looking at the clock. Like once it got to 30 seconds, he was looking at the clock. So yeah, I wouldn't call them a bad team. They just know how to string together these wins in close situations. And again, I think Andy does that by design.
Yeah. And I agree. I think you
don't overexert to the Patriots.
Yep. And I agree 100%. And Mike doesn't like when I say this, but as NFL player, you've got to learn how to win in close situations. And the Chiefs, they've learned how to win these close games. They've learned how to win championships, and in big games, they've learned how to play in those. Things like what happened last night.
That wasn't them learning anything.
Okay.
That was a botched snap and the wrong call made on the flag when they played against Denver. That wasn't learning how to win. They gave up a 13-point lead. That's not learning. When you played against the Falcons and they clearly passed interference, the man had his back turned to the player and grabbed him, and there was no call. That's not learning anything. Allowing 9 sacks. Horrible in man coverage. And I didn't say they were a bad team. I said they were the worst 11-1 team I've seen. There's a difference. A bad team is a bad team. 11-1 team that's clearly dominating their competition week in and week out with minimal mistakes and controlling the flow of a game as a champion should, that's a good team. The Chiefs, and I know if was a fifth or whatever, but if the circumstances were changed to where calls were made or kicks weren't blocked or botch snaps or whatever, they would be below 500. And I understand that you guys are on this high horse. It's like, well, we're winning or whatever. But you know what? When you get punched in the mouth, now you're gonna now all the negativity things are gonna be said. Like, oh well, this and this or whatever. Like, no, look at it from the perspective that you have a lot of weak links, and when you start to play against better teams and you start to get into that playoff mode where the games are not just they're gonna really count to progress to the next week, they're gonna lose.
Good luck.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you this, and Tony, I'll start with you. How many teams have actually punched the Chiefs in the mouth, like just in general?
I mean, it happens once a season.
Yeah, well, yeah, once a season. I feel like the biggest punch, honestly, was when I think we were a game away when the Cincinnati beat us and they went to the Super Bowl. I feel like that was a big punch.
Yeah.
But I feel like once they got that punch, they came back, and I think we've gone to the Super Bowl twice after that one.
Yeah, there's not many teams, Mike, and you can agree to disagree, but there's not many teams that are going to actually come in and completely dominate the Chiefs. There's not many teams that can do it. I'm not saying that there's none. I'm saying that there's not many that are going to be able to actually come in and dominate the game. Buffalo, Josh Allen dominated the game and they lost. But other than that, there's not many teams that are able to beat.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this then.
Andy Reid's coached. I'll put it to
you.
They
let Aiden O'Connell, backup quarterback, come back down from 13 at Gia Stadium, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. How do you think they fare against the Philadelphia Eagles?
Right now?
Right now. You think 60 minutes they beat Philly?
I don't know. I haven't watched Philadelphia play that much.
My son is in the background shaking his head. Yes, that the Chiefs will beat Philly.
So let's do a better question then. Name a game to where it didn't come down to a bad play or a controversial call. Chargers. I'm not saying a call is right or wrong. I said controversial.
Chargers.
I mean, there's a lot of parity in the NFL. It really is. I think, these games, the way that the NFL has made it is that they want a lot of close games. They don't want a lot of blowouts. We've heard it time and time again, any given Sunday.
Answer my question though. Name a game that the Chiefs played to where it wasn't a controversial call that led to their victory.
I mean, name a game in the NFL where there hasn't been a controversial call. I mean,
Philadelphia Eagles last week against the team that they played against. There wasn't no controversial calls because they dominated the game or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Name a game that the Chiefs
that's
played.
One game.
That's one game out of 12. Name a game that the Chiefs played this year that wasn't a controversial call that led to their victory.
Officiating in the NFL is bad. And we've come to that point.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Name a game
or whatever.
But name a game that a field goal wasn't kicked.
Name a game.
You can't do that. Here's the thing though. You got an 11-1. You got 11-1 team that right now is in the playoffs. They understand that they have a problem at left tackle. They've went in and got DJ Humphries. I would assume that he's going to play on Sunday against the Chargers.
Definitely.
And now I think you've got a little bit of problem in your secondary. I think they'll get that stuff cleared up. I think Spags.
A little bit of problem in the secondary.
I think Spags will figure out ways to, because right now you've seen that he put Joshua Williams in, and so he's moving, he's changing some pieces around, but I feel like they'll figure it out. A lot of the problem when you think about they played against Buffalo Bills, a lot of the problem is they couldn't get after the quarterback. No pressure on the quarterback leaves your guys on the island if they're playing, man coverage. It's going to leave your guys on the island. So having to hold somebody for longer than 5, 7, 10 seconds, while their quarterback is running around looking for somebody.
So why are you paying Chris Jones that much money then?
What'd you say?
So why are you paying Chris Jones that much money? He's supposed to be the pressure, the QB pressure. I told you guys about this contract 2 years ago or whatever.
But here's another thing about that. They've gotten Charles Omenihu back. which will help big time. So they had all these problems that has we've seen since the beginning of the season. They're going to be able to rectify those. Chris Jones getting triple team, that's not going to be able to happen now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have George Karlaftis on one side, Charles Omenihu on the other side. I mean, figure it out. Teams are going to have to try to figure that out, and they're not going to be able to on the defensive side of the ball. So that's going to help out the cornerbacks on the back end. So we'll see. I think a test will definitely be a Los Angeles Chargers team coming into Arrowhead, and they're playing pretty well. So we'll see.
I love you guys' optimism, but it's cool.
All right.
They're playing possum. Okay, Darius.
What does he say? Is it possible?
It's possible the Chiefs are playing possum with basic play calling, not showing playoff teams their best stuff.
I think that's Andy Reid, and Andy takes that playbook from the what was it, the 10-15 year dynasty with the Patriots. The Patriots never showed you the same thing every week, and they played towards their opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And Andy has learned that. Look at how many times he lost to Bill Belichick by the skin of his teeth. 5-5 offsides. We've seen it time and time again. And again, that's why I say it could be psychological with Andy. He knows that he has a team that can get at least 3 points at will.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Like, you keep these teams in arm's reach to get them feeling overconfident, to get them excited. And it's the same psychology when you have a Josh Allen and a Lamar Jackson that plays against Patrick Mahomes, because they're trying to outplay him. And it's the same thing with Joe Burrow. They try to outplay him. They try to make all of the great plays themselves. They try to play Superman. And usually they fall short. And that's really all you could break it down to. Like, adding officiating in there is, we see literally bad calls every game. And you can't do anything about that, because the game is so it's so like ticky tacky now, because you never know what a catch is. Like, we still don't know what a catch is 12 years after Dez Bryant's catch. We still don't know what a fumble is. Like, we don't know what anything is now. And so we don't know what a helmet to helmet is, because sometimes the shoulder to the helmet gets called helmet to helmet. Like, the league is bad officiating all around, and Andy Reid somehow figures out how to win despite all of that.
I can agree. Like I said, we'll see. They'll play the Chargers. Like Adam Garcia just said, the Chargers defense is no joke. I mean,
best defensive team in the league.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I think one thing to take away from the Chiefs' losses, and then we'll move on. One thing to take away from it is that they're not satisfied. I mean, the Chiefs' wins is that they're not satisfied. Even talking to a couple of guys in the locker room yesterday, I talked to Kareem Hunt, and it was like you would have thought they lost the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not taking this and it's like, oh, well, we 11-1, we good. They understand that there's a problem. And when teams understand that there's a problem, that means that they're not satisfied and they'll be able to fix it.
Yeah.
All right. Boise State withdraws from Mountain West volleyball tournament rather than play San Jose State because of transgender player. So twice during the regular season, the Boise State women's volleyball team took a moral stand by forfeiting matches against San Jose State rather than competing against a player, believed to be transgender. So now the Broncos are doing so a third time with a lot more at stake. So their Boise State season is over because they, forfeited their game against a transgender player. Now I want to get you all's thoughts on that. There's been a lawsuit filed, from even players on the San Jose State's team, because they were not told that they had a transgender player on their team. A young lady who is a star on their team was the roommate of this transgender player, and she was not told until a story was put out, on social media by a media company And when she found out, she's like, "How did you guys not tell me?" And I'm rooming with a player that used to be a male, right?
How
So,
could you not tell?
so here's the thing about it. Now there's this lawsuit in the state of California that's been filed, against Boise State from some of the players that play on the team. I'm sorry, San Jose State between some of the players that's played on the team and then some of the other teams and players in that league. Your thoughts?
I'm stuck on this one.
Same.
Because I don't understand why it wasn't disclosed.
Mhm.
Especially with it being a hot topic right now, a hot button topic, and especially what we saw even in the Olympics. The young lady that people tried to attack, saying that it was possible that she was transgendered in boxing. Um,
She wasn't.
I don't know. I think one. I think you don't take your players out of the contention. Like I think you still play the game. Um, but I also feel where the player is coming from, uh that had the room with, this player, because like I think that should be fully disclosed. Like I don't because people might not agree with people that decide to be transgender and change their sexual orientation or how what they identify as. um but also in college you're rooming with people, like there's a line of comfortability that people have, and you can't cross that line and try to cover it up.
I think though medically though you can't disclose anybody's medical information, which hinders them from
Yeah.
disclosing that information. Two, I just looked at the pictures. It can go either way. I can see. This is not the first game Boise State has boycotted. They actually boycotted two other games because they're conference rivals, whatever. So they lost 6 games, and other teams have boycotted against San Jose as well, which is the reason why they're in the position that they're in to play to get to the championship game. I was reading the stipulations for transgender players to play, and for a male, quote unquote, to play in the women's, identify as a woman, they have to have testosterone level less than 10, which is 10 is like borderline normal, and then 9 can be with a middle-aged person like me, Steve, DJ Q, or whatever are testosterone levels. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, getting a little shape, have some eligibility, I can go play and be Joanna Man. Because they adopted the standards of the Olympics. I think with today's climate and our new administration, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and I think there's going to be some laws changed, and I think this situation here, which is difficult to try to pick which sides, because players have, as a person, I guess you have the right to identify as whatever you want, but then on the other end, the women have the right to have fair level competition. And I don't believe that the level of testosterone that is needed or not needed to play with other same-sex individuals is fair.
And to your point, what you just said in regards to like the same level of competition, I have family who still plays softball to this day, women's leagues, and I'm told that it's more so they're afraid of just the strength behind them hitting the ball or throwing the ball. So it's more so like they're looking out for their safety, especially these are 50, 60, 70-year-old women playing. So their bones are just a little bit more fragile now. So, but it is more so again the level of competition and also the fairness of strength.
Yeah, and it was talked about in the lawsuit that this transgender players, volleyball, so her spikes were coming a lot faster than a normal college NCAA athlete woman spikes were coming. So that was named in the lawsuit as well. But I think for the most part, I don't feel like it was the coaches that came to the decision of, hey, we're not playing. I think it was a team effort because, hey, now their season is over. You think about those seniors, and I don't know, I don't think that there's much happening after college for volleyball. I mean, there's some pro overseas, but for the most part, they go on to coaches or
Yeah.
their regular life after college. So I think it had to be a group decision, for them to forfeit their season.
I wonder how the San Jose volleyball players feel, being on the other end of that. Like you're winning games. Obviously, that's exciting. But then you're winning it basically with an asterisk. And then you have this media scrutiny and this attention on you that can take away some of the positives from the other teammates that are actually performing in their senior year or their freshman year, or just to experience it all or whatever to have this happen. I don't know. I would like to hear their viewpoint on that. I've read a couple of articles. I didn't hear anything. I just, the lawsuits, the forfeit games, and in San Jose, they just keep trucking. They just keep going and winning games and adding stats to their record books.
Yep. All right, Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani as judge for baseball cards that were seized from former interpreter in scandal. So Los Angeles Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani asked a federal judge for ownership of his $325,000 worth of baseball cards that he said were fraudulently purchased by his former interpreter, according to The Athletic. So Ohtani asked a federal judge in California on Tuesday for a hearing to regain ownership of the sports cards that were seized by his interpreter, who pleaded guilty to defrauding Ohtani out of nearly $17 million in a massive scandal that dominated the weeks leading up to their season in this past spring. You guys think he should get his cards back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering though, because the money that the cards were purchased with, it was Ohtani's, right? It's his money. So if these cards were purchased with his own money, because the money that was stolen out of his account was from his account by his interpreter, he went and bought those cards. So it's like, all right, now these cards were purchased with my money, so I should be able to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if you're agreeing to that, then the whole $17 million, what else did this interpreter brought by that you would like to keep? Okay, so if you would like to keep it, then that means somewhere deep down inside, you were okay with him taking your money to go buy these cards.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of, there's that loophole there. It's like, all right, Shohei, how much did you really know? If you're understanding that these cards are valued at $325,000, I don't know.
I think he's trying to stay face of like, oh, he didn't know, and he's trying to stay face and trying to, hit the nail on there with the hammer or whatever, and just get everything back. I mean, taking $17 million, man, and being oblivious to that. I don't know, because we're going to go to the next segment to where Baker Mayfield is suing his dad for taking $12 million. So somebody is in the loop of their money, and then it seems like somebody's pretending or not knowing. I think he should still get it back or whatever, because it was, mischievous, whatever. But I think he knew. I don't think he's just completely oblivious to this, whatever.
I think everybody who's involved in some type of scandal knows a little bit of something. No one is coming out of a scandal just, oh my God, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's weird. NBC's Maddencast further blends TV with video games with using the company Genius Tech. So on December 21st, the gap between the game and the game is what they're calling it, was shrinking further when Peacock streams the first EA Sports Madden NFL cast as an alternate way of watching the Texans versus the Chiefs. Let me get you guys thoughts on that. So Paul Burmeister and YouTuber Kurt Benkart will call the game, with Benkart expected to predict play calls, while Chad Ochocinco, friend of the show, will discuss player ratings throughout the game. Henry Leverett will also be part of the broadcast. so fans can, they can see different game modes. They can view like a sky cam, or you can have the classic, player mode where you can watch the game like you're actually playing the game.
I don't know about that one.
No,
I don't know if I'm tuning into that.
I'm watching TJ play Madden. Now I'm just like, I don't think I would want to watch this as like a regular game.
Yeah. And if if you're a Madden player, that they show the plays at the top of the screen. You're able to choose your different plays. So they'll have that. They'll have different plays at the top of the screen, and they'll pop up with the play that was chosen, in the real game.
That's crazy.
So I wonder if like the defense and offensive coordinators are going to be watching it too to help them, scheme for the next series.
I don't know.
I doubt it.
You doubt that?
I mean,
I would. I mean, if it's public knowledge, I'm gonna watch it. I'm like, oh, okay, they ran this.
But we also watch live TV on a tape delay anyway, so I don't know how that would help them.
Yeah,
you might be a little behind by the time it's on TV.
Exactly. All right. Kendrick Lamar recruited Dodgers mariachi singer Deyra Barrera for his Gen X album. So not only did the Compton native give Los Angeles Dodgers a shout out with the track, I believe it's track 8, but he also he featured vocals from the mariachi singer. Q, I want to get your thoughts on this first.
I love it. I've been a Kendrick fan for a while, and Kendrick is very detailed and very intentional in the moves that he makes on his album. When you look at the Reincarnated song where he's sounding like Tupac, but also talking about the devil being used through musicians. He's very detailed in what he does, and being able to pull that mariachi singer from the World Series to put on an album just a short month later, it just shows the intentionality and the different things that he brings to his projects that fans can appreciate. And as a person that appreciates music, I find it amazing that he could sit there and watch the World Series and be like, oh, I don't know this lady.
Yeah.
Let me get my people to reach out, and now she's on the album sounding great. Yeah, that's it. It's very intentional, and I like how he infuses the black and brown cultures, the unity between black and brown cultures. Like he's just very intentional in that.
And the 49-year-old mariachi singer, Deyra Barrera, she's from Tucson, Arizona, and good friends with Mexican baseball player Fernando Valenzuela over the years. And after the meeting at a cafe in LA, according to Rolling Stone, so when the Dodgers he passed away in October, they wanted, because she was friends with him, they wanted her to come and kind of do a tribute. So that happened in World Series Game 1. And that's when Kendrick Lamar, happened to be in attendance, and the rest is history.
Just a world-class champion organization.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good deal though. I think, not only is he bringing the cultures together, but he's getting her paid too.
And bringing attention to baseball from different cultures.
Bringing attention to baseball. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll talk Baker Mayfield. He files a $11.7 million lawsuit against his father's financial firm. I guess Thanksgiving didn't go too well for them around the table. Right back. This is the W Show.
With Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook.
Remember, use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. You can send us messages, tweet us, X us, whatever you want to do. We'll talk about whatever topic that you like us to talk about. All right, continuing on with our headlines. Baker Mayfield filed an $11.7 million lawsuit against his father's financial firm, alleging they failed to pay back stolen funds. So Thanksgiving might have been a bit tense around the Mayfield's household this year. The Buccaneers quarterback has filed a federal lawsuit against financial company owned by his father, James Mayfield. The company is Camwood Capital Management Group, and Mayfield is suing them for $11.7 million. So the lawsuit, which was filed on November 22nd, alleged that Camwood Capital failed to pay back the sum of $11.7 million plus interest after taking $12.2 million from the personal account of Mayfield and his wife, Emily, between the years of 2018 and 2021. And the money was taken, was done without authorization, proper documentation, or adequate accounting of the transactions, according to the suit. So the lawsuit, here's one thing about the lawsuit. It does not name his father or his brother that, are a part of the company as well.
Mm-hmm.
It just names the company.
Yeah, and it sounds like somebody within the company, and you have those things happen, and especially when you have players of this like high profile. It kind of pains me to say that Baker Mayfield is high profile, but he is a former Heisman winner, and all of that. But it's interesting to see the attack on professional athletes' finances. No matter if it's from high school on up to the pros. Because who was the kid that the movie was made about with the parents that had basically a conservatorship on him and was holding his money? Yeah, and that coming out and him suing them and trying to get money back and things like it's interesting to see the level of sophistication to take money from athletes. It's just wild.
Yeah, and you know what though, I get that, but I'm also thinking I don't know how insurance works on these financial firms. Let's just say Q, I have an athlete and you represent him, right? And that athlete he says that your company took 11 point something $million, and he doesn't name you in the lawsuit to this. So that doesn't make you liable. It makes the company liable. So if the company is getting sued and they have insurance, that means that, that $11.7 million is going to come back to you. But what really happened to that $11.7 million for you as the owner? So now you're coming up.
What if it's a scam within a scam? What if it's a scam within a scam?
Exactly. Because his father and his brother is not named in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
But they're in the company, so the company has to have insurance.
Well, think about it like this though: if you sue your father and your brother, right, and they weren't rich before, they're only rich because of your accolades and your money. You're essentially suing them to get back the money that you gave them. So you're just getting your money back. So why do that when you can go after the insurance companies or the company that has the capital that is not your money, even though the company allegedly stole your money?
And it does, but it have to be some heck of a forward thinking, because it happened in 2018, and they've let that much time pass, 2018 to now, to where he's filing a lawsuit. And
No. This the lawsuit though. You got to the lawsuit is not because of the money that was stolen in 2018. The lawsuit is because they haven't done the repayment from the judgment of 2018.
Of course.
Yeah. So they weren't the payments that they were supposed to make based on the filing of the alleged fraud, or fraud. It's not alleged no more. They haven't paid back, and they've given up fictitious financial reports, all type of excuses on why they haven't paid back. And I think Baker's just like, yo, I want my money back.
Yeah. But it's like, what money? Where'd the money go? At the end of the day, that's why they're not getting. So if his father and his brother just, all right, we splitting this 11.7 million. You take 5, I take 5. And Baker's like, I don't know nothing. I'm gonna have to recoup this money some way. Oh, well, let's just file a lawsuit. I'll keep the 11, and I'm gonna get back my 11. So now we got 22.
I just want those problems. That's all I want. I want those 11 million problems.
All right. We talking about problems. Charles Barkley, he's criticizing the Lakers handling of Bronny James. Says that's causing a problem. So when asked about the Lakers handling of Bronny during an appearance on the Better Angle sports show, Barkley didn't hold back. Let's hear what Charles Barkley had to say.
But just in terms of how LeBron and the Lakers have handled this whole situation, what are your thoughts on that?
They've handled it awful. I thought it was because it was so fun. I was taping that match with Ken Griffey Jr. about way before the season started. He was telling me him and his dad were gonna go out for that first game. And then I was with my foolish friends later, you think Bronny's going to make the opening day roster? I'm like, there's 100% chance. There's no way in the world Nike is flying Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. out there, and Bronny don't get on the court with his dad.
Right, and his dad's not going to let him play.
First of all, that's a Nike commercial waiting to happen. That's waiting to happen. But I thought it was great, a little ceremonial first game. But the kid's not ready to play in the NBA, and he should be in the G League, and so he can play basketball. He's not going to get better sitting on the bench, but also this thing where he's only going to play home games.
That's wild. Not traveling with the team.
It's wild. If you mean stupid,
yes,
because it's not fair to him. It's not fair to the team. Can you imagine a coach of that team, you come off a road trip and there's a player you ain't seen in a week or two, and then you feel like you probably got to play him. So I don't think they're doing Bronny any favors, and they just handle this thing really bad. It's a bad look for the Lakers. It's a bad look for the Lakers. I actually think it's a bad look for I really like everything LeBron's done, but this is a bad look for him, in my opinion.
Y'all thoughts after hearing that?
Geesh. I feel like I know we talked about this early on in regards to, his dad being able to get him in the NBA on the team. Obviously, it's history made, who want to play with their son, right? But I think it's gone downhill since that first appearance. And it sounds like Bronny is getting like a lot of favoritism in regards to, because he doesn't have to like stay in the same hotels with the team, right? Or he doesn't have to fly with the team and things like that. So I feel like if Bronny is serious about his NBA career, then he may need to seek advice from someone other than maybe his dad, who's the greatest player. So you would think he would, have sound advice. But I just don't think this is fair and well. It's history made, but I feel like it's going to be like a lot of things overshadowing.
I think the history part is out the window based on how everything kind of transpired. LeBron had these problems in Miami, and that was one of the reasons why he left, because Pat Riley wasn't going for that. Family has access to the arena after hours, or special parking spots, or allowing the entourage on the plane, and that kind of went against what LeBron wanted, because he felt like he was entitled because of his status. And now he goes with the Lakers that, a little bit more liberal with this, and now they're just making a joke of themselves. I mean, he's not staying at the same hotel. How are you supposed to grow and learn and become a professional if you're not even amongst your peers
or a teammate?
It built that chemistry.
Now, basically, you're just a mascot. You're just a figurehead for whatever they're trying to do in the long run or whatever. And I wouldn't want to be a part of that. And I think the coaching staff and the management, and as a Laker fan, there should be an uproar like, nah, man, get this dude out of here. He's taking up a roster spot. They have a really good team. That pick, that Connect kid or whatever, watched the game last night. That's a really good pickup. Doug Christie Jr., or the Christie kid, he's pretty good. They can build something on this, and then they wasted a draft pick on this show that's probably going to become a Disney, little thing or whatever.
It ain't gonna be Disney. It's gonna be from LeBron's company. Don't get it twisted.
That's picked up by Disney. That's picked up by Disney because Disney has the money or whatever. They have billions and he only has millions. So I don't know, man. I want to hear what LeBron. I want a lot of more people to ask LeBron these questions about this, especially about why is your son being ostracized and gets to stay in his own hotel or whatever and not with the team, and he's a rookie.
Yeah,
is he getting donuts?
He's not living up to that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our hater love it segment and have our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocery, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
Remember remember to use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We have a talk about it today, actually. This talk about it was sent by King David S280 on X. He shared a story with us that was posted by American Airlines, and he said the story is American Airlines deploys tech that shames line jumpers. So American Airlines says that it's rolling out technology that shames passengers who try to board flights ahead of their designated flight group as airports prepare for busy Thanksgiving travel season. So the technology is deployed at over 100 airports, and it seeks to ensure that passengers only board with their respective seat groups to prevent confusion and conflicts at airports, the carrier said.
I like that. I hope it's funny the way they call him out too. Like, I want to see how they call him out, but it's got to be like some kind of like lighthearted joke within it too.
So the new software, the airline said, only will accept boarding passengers for groups currently being seated and will sound an alert when someone tries to board out of turn. The alert tells passengers and the gate agent that the boarding pass for the group is not yet to be seated. So when it happens, an American Airlines gate attendant is supposed to invite the ticket holder to rejoin the boarding queue when the person's respective group is.
Get your ass back.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say something like that.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be funny. Let's get to our Hater 11 segment.
Hate it.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, up first, our sneakers of the week. What are you guys feeling about these? We have the Adidas Anthony Edwards 1 Low, Iron Sharpens Iron. I really like these.
I don't like those. Sad to say.
Okay.
Didn't we have these Nike Flight metallic golds on here before?
It was a different color.
Oh, they still trash.
Oh my goodness. How about the Division Street Nike Dunk Low? What the Dunk alternates?
Yeah,
they're going
decent,
for a pretty penny right now. Of course, it's the Oregon Ducks Nike, basically Oregon Duck Nike Dunks.
No thanks. I don't. They're decent, but no.
All right. How about the Air Jordan 1 Low Game Royals?
Those are safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We were talking LeBron James earlier. So just in time for the holidays, Monopoly made a limited edition LeBron James game inspired by his entire career. Hater or love it.
Why can't they do Kobe?
Oh,
Exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah, it really is. I like it.
That's dope. I like that.
All right. And one, if you guys have kids, Pizza Hut or a gamer yourself. So Pizza Hut is having it's called WRMR, basically warmer, and it converts your PlayStation 5 into a pizza slice warmer when gaming. Hate or love it?
Hate it. Hate it.
Why do you hate this?
Because that just gives my gamer child another reason to sit and play.
So Pizza Hut Canada unveiled, it's called Pizza Warmer, a 3D printed contraption that turns the PlayStation 5 into a slice warmer of sorts. The console sleeve essentially harnesses the warmth generated from the console during intense gameplay to ensure freshly purchased pizzas stay warm while you're in your epic battles.
So
Yeah, it sounds like it causes cancer.
That's also, I just feel like, the chemicals.
That sounds like I'm eating cancer, dude. the electric waves from the PS5, I'm supposed to consume that from the heat? Yeah, that's a tumor.
But also a warming device around children. Okay. Where's Fire Marshal Bill when you need him?
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys have planned for the rest of this snowy day?
Shoveling.
You gonna
get $20
out there, make some money.
You gonna get my $20. Get this Christmas money going.
The road clear up. Might go to Crown Center tonight. Is the premiere of the holiday Chief story. So tune into Hallmark, y'all.
I'll miss that one, but hopefully my gig later isn't canceled. But we'll see.
Okay, where's it at? Can we crash it?
Yeah, at Social in Waldo.
Okay.
At Social, we crashing?
Look like that's where we going.
That's where we going. Get the snow tires out, baby.
Exactly. All right. We appreciate everyone who joined in, whether you're watching us on social media or listening in your car, 100.1 FM. Thank you for joining us. You can catch a rewind of our show on Mondays, 100.1 FM. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
Views and opinions expressed at the W Radio Show by the hosts, co-hosts, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.